What's going on, folks? This is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News. We're the real. It's surreal. So as I go on this journey of life and I'm learning more about finances, real estate, stocks, and my credit score, I wanted to go ahead and read off the chart of what exactly makes up your credit score. Now, again, this is for people that have no information about this at all whatsoever. People that have very bad credit or they're interested in working on their credit and they haven't quite figured out all the kinks yet and they want more information in regards to it. So let me go ahead and give it to you, give it to the people that don't already have this info, that is. So what makes up your credit score? Your credit score is comprised of about, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections, right? Now, the first section, and I'll go from largest to smallest. The largest section of your credit score is going to be comprised of your payment history. All right. The most weight is given to how bills are paid. Payments are made on time. They say, are payments made on time or are they delinquent? So basically, it's 35% of your credit. So if you miss one payment, it could really, really damage your credit. So when you guys are on this credit journey of yours, make sure that when you make your payments, you're making them on time. And it has to be at least the minimum payment. If it's at least the minimum payment, you're good to go. But if you make more than a minimum payment, you're actually helping to pay off any interest or anything extra, and you're putting yourself ahead of the game by making a larger payment every time you make your payments. So payment history is going to make up 35% of your credit. Number 2, the amount of credit that you own, the percentage of credit limits available. So that's going to make up 30% of your credit. So the amount of credit that you have, let's say you have a credit card that's $14,000 and you have another credit card that's, let's say, $6,000. Well, 14 and 6 is going to make 20,000 right there. So the amount of credit that you have is going to be 20,000. Let's say you use 15,000. Use 15,000 of your credit. You're using most of your credit already. That's never good. This is when that 30% rule comes in handy. Always use under 30% or under of your total amount of credit that you have. You know what I'm saying? So keep it 30% or under. If you want to be even more ahead of the game, keep it under 5-10%. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you actually spend something from your credit card, make sure you pay it off right away or as soon as you can before it hits that billing cycle, before they're able to report that balance, whatever balance that you have on the card, to the credit agency. So make sure you pay it off before they send it over. Number 3 is going to be the length of your credit. So the amount of time a line of credit has been established. This is going to be 15% of your credit. So first one, 35% payment history. Second one is the amount of credit that you have available, which is 30%. The third one down the line is 15%, and that's going to be the length of credit history. So every time you go and apply for a credit card or a loan and you have a hard inquiry, they go and check your credit. That's called a hard inquiry. That's going to show up on your credit report for at least 2 years. And it's going to stay there. It's going to stay there for 2 years, basically, until it just wipes off. But every time you apply for a new line of credit, it's going to reset the clock on, well, it won't necessarily reset the clock. It'll more or less take an average of the amount of credit that you have. So if you have one account that you got like 15 years ago and you just opened a new account last month, it's going to take the average of that, and then that'll be the length of your credit history. Now, if you have no credit history and you just started opening accounts, then your length of credit history is going to start off small, and you're just going to have to wait over time through the years until your credit history basically shows that you've had credit for a long time. And basically, the amount of time it's going to take for you to establish great credit history in a great length of time is about 7 years, depending on when you, depending on how old your last card is, or your how old your card is, or your oldest card, I should say, or your oldest line of credit. So, again, 15% for the length of credit that you have. So, the longer you have credit cards or accounts on your account, open, the longer that it's on your account, the better, because it shows that you've established history, credit history, for a long time, and not just the past year or two. But no, you've had a card for like 7 years and you've kept it and paid it on time, and that shows on your credit. So number 4 is going to be the type of credit that you have. So a mix of your credits. Responsibly handle a mix of credit. Installment loans raise scores while revolving loans tend to lower scores. So the student loans that you may have, any auto loans, mortgages, credit card debt, this is all going to be a mix of credit. So you want to have a healthy mix of these different types of credit, all right? Credit cards, loans, and preferably a mortgage. The last one is going to be number 5, and again, that's 10% of your score, 10% for the type of credit that you have. The last one is number 5, and it's also going to be 10% of your score, and that's going to be new credit accumulation. And that's when I was talking about the hard inquiries on your credit. This is what that is. So number of credit inquiries and new line opening dates in the last 12 to 18 months. So every time you apply for a new credit card or a loan or something like that, they're going to check your credit. And when they check your credit, it's called a hard inquiry. It's when they ding your credit so they can check it, so they can make sure that you, you can get qualified for whatever loan or whatever credit card that you're trying to get qualified for. And if you qualify, they'll give it to you. You'll get the hard inquiry. What sucks about it is if you try to apply and they deny you, you still get the hard inquiry. So watch out for these hard inquiries, because it's only 10% of your total overall credit score. But if you have too many hard inquiries, say I only have one right now. So if you have, let's say, 5 or 6 hard inquiries, that's going to have more of an impact, a negative impact on your overall credit score. So you want to keep those hard inquiries to a minimum. And like I said, every single time you apply for a credit card or a loan, mortgage, or anything like that, anytime where a business checks your credit, they're going to give you a hard inquiry. Now, some of these apps that I've been talking about before, like Self, they don't give you a hard inquiry on your credit. That's why that's advantageous to you. So you can apply for credit with them. Of course, it's secured, but you can apply to use that, to help increase your credit score, and they won't give you a hard inquiry. So that's, just a little tidbit for you guys to, take notice of. So again, in conclusion, what makes up your total credit score? It's going to be your payment history at 35%, the amount of credit that you have at 30%, the length of your credit at 15%, the type of credit, the different mixes of credit that you have at 10%, and the new credit accumulation at 10%. So 35%, 30%, 15%, 10%, 10%. That makes up 100% of your total credit score. Again, in conclusion, if you guys want to stay on top of your credit, and again, I'm no financial expert. Don't take this as financial advice or any means like that. I'm just a dude on YouTube talking about my experiences so that maybe you can learn something from it and we can learn together and grow together. If you want to, build up your total credit score, make sure you make every payment on time, on the due date. Make sure you pay more than the minimum payment so you stay on top of any interest accrued. Make sure that you don't have too many hard inquiries, and you wait enough time to let your credit history basically age appropriately by making on-time payments, and also keeping a healthy mix of your credit, having a mortgage, or maybe a credit card here and there, maybe a personal loan, and different types of credit. Maybe get a car, so that counts as the auto. And also keep your hard inquiries to a minimum. All right, keep your hard inquiries to a minimum. Don't start applying for 6 and 7 credit cards all at once. Don't do that. I mean, I've heard some stories about how if you line up the pages perfectly and you fill out all the information, and just before you hit enter, you make sure you go to the other page, fill out all the information for another company, and you do that a few times, and then you just go hit enter, and send them all off at the same time, and it's supposed to only give you one inquiry. I don't know. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is just something that I'm hearing on YouTube. Okay, so I don't take that as financial advice. I haven't done it. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you do this intelligently. All right, so don't rack up too many hard inquiries too soon. Now, the benefit of doing a hard inquiry and applying for more credit is that, let's say your total credit is 7,000 and you're using 7,000, all 100% of your credit, and then you're not making any payments towards it. That's bad. But you could also get a credit card that's worth another 4,000, let's say. So you got 7,000 and then you got a credit card worth 4,000. That's going to increase your total overall credit limit from 7,000 to 11,000. So now that you have an extra 4,000, you're not using 100% of your credit, are you? No, you're only using a certain percentage of it. I don't know the percentage of it, but basically that's the gist of it. So these are little keys, little tricks and tips that I'm gathering. Again, don't take this for financial advice. Find a financial expert, do your own research, use your own brain on this one. All right. So make sure that you guys are staying on top of your payments. Make sure that you're paying more than what's due. Make sure you keep a healthy mix of credit. Make sure you wait enough time and you don't get too many hard inquiries on your credit score, because that will hurt your overall credit score. All right. Love, peace, and light, folks. Until next time, remember to click those links in the description below if you want to support the channel. Get free stocks with Webull, Robinhood. Start investing. Take control of your financial destiny today. And remember next time, folks, let's see. Follow me on all social media, and I'm out. Peace.